Hey guys, so before the video, we have one person and one person to thank for our new intro / thumbnail. And that person is my best friend, Grace. She doesn't have a channel yet, but when she does, it's going to be called Queen Elizabeth the 87th. So I will also be announcing when that comes out, so that we can also subscribe to her channel as along with mine. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification button, and like or comment. So now on to the video. Hi!
Hello.
So welcome to episode 2 of Reading Percy Jackson with my Christian mother. I'm your host, Mila.
I'm the Christian mother, Misty.
And today we read chapters 3 and 4 of The Lightning Thief.
This is the second episode, chapters 3 and 4.
Grover unexpectedly loses his pants, and my mother teaches me bullfighting. Let's get into it.
And we apologize, we have vacation brain because we're currently in Yellowstone. We're doing a 2-week road trip, so anyway, bear with us.
Yes. Next week, it should be back to normal. No, it won't be back to normal. Wait, yeah, next week it should be back to normal. Maybe.
What is really normal?
Okay, so our first chapter that we did, chapter 3, was Grover unexpectedly loses his pants, and I only took one note in this entire thing, and it was a headcanon, a really weird headcanon that I did, and she took a lot of notes because she takes notes. I don't.
So we meet Sally Jackson.
Queen, goddess.
She loves Percy so much. I love her.
She's queen, she is goddess. My mom reminds me of Sally.
Aww. She's married to a fat deadbeat slob. That is not why I remind her of
No, not that.
Sally.
No,
just FYI.
My mom is queen.
Don't tell her daddy that she said that.
My mom's queen, she's a goddess, and that's why she reminds me of Sally.
Anyways, so she is married, not me, to a fat deadbeat slob who thinks women are beneath him. And hates Percy. His name is Gabe Ugliano, also known as Smelly Gabe.
Yes.
Anyhow, so
at the beginning of the chapter, Grover went to the restroom, and Percy bolted.
Bye. He was like, bye.
He didn't even say bye. He just grabbed the taxi, hailed a taxi, and then they drove to his apartment.
He was like, bye, boy, bye. I'm out.
And Grover was very scared, probably, because, yeah, like I said in the last chapter, or last episode, he probably, or maybe, has never been to a city before. Maybe.
It is summertime here, just FYI, we're in sweaters and stuff, because it's, like, super cold out there. There's, like, still snow on the mountains.
We're up north, and it's very windy outside.
But today is June 6th, right?
Yes, today's June 6th.
Sunday, June 6th. Okay, anyways. Sally surprises Percy when she finally gets home, and she's like, I'm planning a trip. We're going to go where we used to go when you were little. I'm going to take you to the summer cabin, or to the cabin we used to go to every summer.
They go to a beach in Montauk.
Yeah.
On Long Island.
On the bucket list. And at first, Gabe's like, y'all are not going because you're not taking my Camaro, my precious angel Camaro, because you're going to get it scratched or dirty.
And he tells Percy this. And Percy's like, I can't drive, I'm 12, and my mom's teaching me how to drive.
She is learning. She's actually doing pretty good. Anywho, so then he's like, okay, well, hold up. I still don't want y'all to go because y'all are going to be using money that I can be gambling with. So tell me that you're not using my money to go on this trip. And Sally's like, no, it's from my spending money. It's the money I would use to buy new clothes. I'm going to use it to take Percy on a trip. So then he's like, fine.
So basically, they go to the beach, and we find out that this is where Sally met Percy's dad, unnamed father.
At the beach. Go figure.
At the beach.
So, anywho, Percy keeps saying that he's met his dad before, and his mother keeps saying, sweetie, you've never met your father. And Percy's like, I've met my dad.
Because Percy just, like, he has this memory of, like, a kind smile or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, anyhow,
so basically in the car, Percy tells that, about all the weird things that that has been through at school. And one of them was where this guy in a trench coat or, like, an overcoat and a broad-brimmed hat.
That was third grade. That happened in third grade. So
yeah.
Sally tells Percy he's going to have to go to summer camp. And
yes.
Percy's like, why? And then the mom's like, you know all those weird things that happened when you were little?
Like in third grade, whenever he, like, was stalked by this guy in an overcoat and a broad-brimmed hat.
He stopped Percy on the playground.
On the playground!
Like, that's
and then Percy
like,
Percy told the teacher.
I'd get in a fight with somebody
and
for
the
that.
Teacher,
like, don't be stopping me while I'm trying to swing.
And the only reason the guy left was because the teacher, they threatened to call the cops, and Percy swore that that guy under his hat had one eye.
One.
Not like
no.
not like this.
Mm-mm.
Like this. And I took note of this because she's read. I listened in on reading the Kane Chronicles another series by Riordan.
Super awesome.
Egyptian mythology, and one of the characters, Amos Kane, not gonna spoil anything, but he wears like big overcoats and broad brim hats. So I put Percy might have been stalked by Amos Kane. I'm just trying to connect these series together, but that might not be true. It's probably like Cyclops. If you've read Greek mythology, they have one eye. Right here.
Same author though. So
Same author though. It's possible.
They could be throwing that in there.
Yeah.
Anyhow, when Percy was in pre-K, get this. So the teacher puts him down for a nap, and he takes a nap in a cot with a snake.
A snake slid into his cot.
Luckily, Percy, at pre-K, 4 years old, 4 or 5, strangles this snake to death
in his meaty baby hands.
With his baby hands.
And he was playing with like the limp noodle, and when his mom came to pick him up, like imagine if you came, because I remember in kindergarten we took naps in kindergarten. So imagine I took a nap and then I was in a cot that had a snake in it, and you go and pick me up, and I show you I have a new toy, and I like wave this dead limping snake in your face.
I wish that would have happened.
There was a time though whenever I didn't want to wake up from my nap, but I was awake. This was in kindergarten, and a bunch of the students were crowded around me in my sleeping bag because I had the blanket pulled up over my face. They're just like, yeah, she's still asleep. And then I poke my head out and I go, I'm not asleep. And then I poke my head back in. I had to wake up though.
So, but she was alive and she was just underneath her blankie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I still think this goes back to chapters 1 and 2 that maybe Percy is on drugs or possibly needs drugs. He's wrestling snakes and seeing people with one eyeball. I don't know. But anyhow, so Percy's dad wanted to send Percy to
this special camp. And we're not talking about like boot camps. It's a summer camp.
We don't know what kind of camp. It's special.
It's a special camp for, and I quote Sally, special kids like him. That's probably not a quote.
And I quote, that might mean saying goodbye to Percy for good. Like, if my mama was trying to send me somewhere where we were saying goodbye for good, I would be like, why do you hate me?
Why?
Are you trying to kill me? What is going on right now? So, anyway. So, he has a nightmare. They're in the cabin,
yeah,
right?
they're in the cabin. It's at night. And Percy has a nightmare. A white horse and an eagle. And they're going at it at each other.
Fighting.
It's storming outside and they're on a beach.
Thundering hurricane.
And the eagle swoops down and tries to like stab the horse in the eyes, and Percy like screams no. And then like you hear this maniacal, like sinister laughing.
Okay, not like that, but you know what I mean. Sorry.
From like somewhere, and that's the end of the dream. Well, after the dream, Percy wakes up and he's scared out of his mind, as one would be. And it's storming and hurricaning, and the wind is rushing, the waves are...
It's like a hurricane.
Hurricaning.
If you ever been in a hurricane. Scary.
We live by where it hurricanes.
Yes, we do.
A lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's lightninging and thundering and everything.
All of a sudden, Grover shows up. It's the middle of the night. Hurricane outside. Grover's at the front door.
And then he walks in, and it smells. It smells. Okay, if you've ever been to the rodeo,
Petting zoo.
Well, the rodeo and petting zoo are kind of the same thing. If you've ever been to like the rodeo or a petting zoo, we know what it's like at the rodeo.
Yeah, doesn't smell pleasant at all.
No, unless you're inside the building.
Yeah.
Or on the Ferris wheel, but like that doesn't really. Okay. Anyway, off topic.
It smells like livestock.
It smells like a farm. And then Percy says that Grover's wearing like this shag carpet, like pants, but it smells like livestock.
Shag carpet went out in the 80s. Anyway, so, and he's cursing in ancient Greek. Not Percy.
Not
Grover
Percy.
is
Grover.
cursing
He goes
in ancient Greek.
Let me see if I can find it. He goes that's too far.
And he has trotting hairy hooves is what I wrote down.
Yeah.
What is going on right now? Again, back to my thoughts about Percy and drugs.
He goes, Ozu kai alo I theoi.
Did you just cuss me out?
I did not just cuss you out. Yeah, that's what Grover said.
So anyway, that's pretty much the end of chapter 3.
Chapter 4, my mother teaches me bullfighting, which that already doesn't sound like it's gonna turn out well.
You gotta do what you gotta do. We gotta teach the kids sometimes bullfighting. You never know.
So they go out into the storm, into the car.
The Camaro that is Ugliano's.
And then, like, I think Percy's mother is explaining stuff, and, like, Percy looks over at Grover and he goes, my best friend is half donkey. And I just wanted to point this out because it's funny. And then Grover goes, it's half goat. Get it right.
Bah. Wait, no.
I think...
Never mind.
Read your notes.
Yeah, that's not right. Okay, so yeah, Grover's definitely a goat. So Percy begins. So the Camaro is getting dirty. First of all, okay.
They're in the mud. They're driving in the mud.
No. So stepdad's going to be very, very angry, to say the least. Okay.
Say the least.
So Percy finds out that Grover's a goat and is like freaked out.
Yeah.
I was too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, wait,
and what? Along with being a goat, Grover would have horns because Grover, we find out he's a satyr. And if you look back in Greek mythology, satyrs, they have their bottom half is a goat, and they have goat horns. And my mom came up with a nickname for Grover when she says that she can't remember what his actual name is.
Little Horn.
Yeah. So yeah. By the way, the only media of Percy Jackson that my mom has ever heard of, besides me talking about it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yeah, that's the only thing that she's seen, and we're hoping.
Supposedly they're not that great. So Percy began to realize who he is. I wrote this down.
Because Grover said that he would start to realize who he is.
Like, bruh, I've known who I was my whole life. I'm trying to figure out why you got some hairy hooves and stuff. Like, let's figure out who you are. I know who I am. That's probably what Percy would be saying.
And then,
right?
Percy's mom is like yelling at him to tell her what happened at school because he didn't. He didn't get to the part about Mrs. Dodds, which he was too scared to tell her. And she's just like, Percy, tell me what the F is happening right now.
So Sally now has decided that she's going to take Percy to summer camp because Percy's in danger. And Percy's like, whoa. So you're telling me that just because an old lady cut a little yarn, I'm like in trouble? Like she was an old lady cutting yarn. Like how can that be bad, right? And then Grover's like, oh, you gonna die.
You gonna die.
You gonna die.
He's just like, those were the fates. If they cut string in front of you, that means someone, or well, they talk about this on the, do they talk about this on the butt? No, they talk about this in this chapter. He goes, I mean someone is gonna die. And Percy goes,
sure
you said you, as in me. And Grover goes, no, I said you as in someone.
That don't make no sense, Grover. That don't make no sense. So anyway,
the car explodes.
And I spelled that way wrong, but that's okay because that's how I roll.
Spelled it with a T.
But she got it right, so that's all that matters.
The car explodes.
It exploded.
It explodes.
Just kidding. The car actually goes into a ditch.
It goes into a ditch, but it was hit by lightning.
Yeah. So now they're trying to get the car out, and mind you, go back to chapter 1. Grover Littlehorn is supposed to be Percy's protector.
He's not really doing a really good job.
No, he's like knocked out.
Yeah, he's knocked out moaning food.
He's hungry.
He
woke up hungry.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to need you to not think about food for a little bit.
So, Percy and Percy's mom, Percy and Sally, there's a hole in the roof now. Mm-hmm. So they crawl out of the hole in the roof. And then they see something lumbering towards them. It's like this big, giant man that has, like, this towel covering his head.
Wearing underwear.
And, like, he's going like this. Like, Fruit of the Loom.
Only Fruit of the Loom, whitey-tighties.
And
he's got a Speedo on.
You think it's The Rock?
Ooh, I would be like, hey. Okay, anyway.
So, it might be The Rock. Okay, this is our headcanon now.
Anyway,
the Minotaur's The Rock.
I would be running towards The Rock, not away.
Okay, so as they're getting, so Sally tells Percy to go up the mountain, and tells Percy to go up the hill, up to the big pine tree, and then there's gonna be a house or farmhouse, and that's where he's gonna be safe. She says that she can't go. But he has to take Grover. So Percy pulls Grover out, and with help of his mom, they like get a little bit up the hill, but not really.
So Percy's like, whoa. So he sees this person. So the big weird looking monster, he only wants Percy for some reason. And mind you, he's wearing underwear, and he really cannot see or hear well. So he goes by smell. So he's like sniffing around now. Like
so now Percy can tell that he's actually part bull. Mm-hmm. Like like there aren't his hands that he's holding up, because his hands are swinging to his side. Those are horns.
Bull horns.
And like he's got animal legs and like hair from the waist up, and like a snout that's dripping snot, and like
Percy's like, yo, I remember this. Mr. What's-his-name told me about
Brunner.
Mr. Brunner told me about this in school. This is, and the mother's like cuts him off quickly. And how do you spell this? Or how do you say that?
Pacifice's son.
Yeah. The mother's like, Pacifice's son. She's like, don't say his name.
Don't say his name.
Because names are what?
Powerful.
Names are powerful.
But like, they said the fates. That's not like...
But they didn't name each one of them.
I mean, yeah, but like they said the fates, so...
I don't know. Anyway, so that's what the mom does. So...
And I think they stopped someone from saying what Mrs. Dodds actually was. Not her name, just what she was.
The car's totaled, by the way.
Oh yeah, the car's totaled.
Sorry, Ugliano.
Yeah, like the minute...
Your Camaro went bye-bye.
So, like, we know what it is. It's the Minotaur, obviously. Like, from the Labyrinth. The Minotaur,
How do you know that? I'm going to Google this after this.
Pacifices. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's the Minotaur. If you know what... Yeah, you know what that is. It's, like, the big bull, half man thing that was in the maze. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Killed a lot of people. I think. I'm not sure. So, well, anyway, it was a monster.
So, anyway, the monster's coming after Percy. Mm-hmm. The mom's like, run, go, go, go. And then she sacrifices herself.
The monster, like, it takes her and wraps his, like, meaty hands around her neck.
Oh, and he smells like rotten beef.
Oh, yeah. And then squeezes her neck.
I love beef.
And then she,
not rotten beef.
And then she turns into, like, golden dust. And now, if I was in Percy's shoes and that was you, I would just start. I would either A, pass out, or start like doing whatever I can.
I think your adrenaline kicks in and you go into like survival mode, right?
Fight or flight.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, if I dissolved into dust, I would probably cry too. Just saying.
As dust.
Yeah. Anyway, so Grover's still out of it, right? He's supposed to be the savior, Mr. Bighorn. Still, like,
he's supposed to be the saver. If you've ever read,
I'm hungry, food. He keeps asking for food. If you ever read
like the Some Things Go to Birmingham. Sorry, I don't remember what their last name was, but like, if you ever read the Some Things Go to Birmingham, you probably know what I'm referring to as saver. I read most of it at school.
And Percy's like, bro, it ain't time to eat. It's time to get up or you get killed.
So, like, the monster... So, Percy's mom, before she got turned into dust, she told him that to, like, run sideways because once he starts charging, he can't stop. I mean, the monster can't stop.
Yes. So, Percy realized the monster only has one
gear.
And that is to go forward. Go. Kill, right?
So, like, while the monster's charging at Percy, he jumps out of the way.
And jumps on top of it.
And then jumps on top of it while the monster's head, or, like, horn, is stuck into the tree.
And he's, like, holding on for dear life, right? Like riding a bull.
Like, busting a bronco.
Yeah, like, he is like at the rodeo.
Like, well, a lot of references to the rodeo.
Yeah.
If you didn't read my mom's shirt, yeah.
Doesn't say anything about the rodeo, but that's okay.
It doesn't say anything about the rodeo or about Texas, but like it says stuff about the desert. And when most people think of Texas, they probably think of the desert. But like, yeah.
We don't always wear cowboy hats and cowboy boots. Just
no.
FYI, that's just a myth. So anyhow,
there's not a lot of deserts in Texas.
Percy somehow manages to get the bull's horn. It breaks off.
It breaks off because it was lodged in the tree.
Yeah. And so Percy's like, yes. So he gets it out of the tree and then he uses it and stabs the bull.
He stabs it in like under his rib cage.
He shanked him.
And then it disappears. If
you're not from the hood, you probably don't know what shanked means.
I'm not.
Sorry,
I'm not, and I know what that means.
I am. So he stabbed him in the side.
And then he disappears into dust. But not like Percy's mom. She disappeared into light. This guy disappeared into dust like a sandcastle, like Mrs. Dodds.
Yeah.
From our first episode. She disappeared into dust, too.
Then somehow, Percy manages to get Grover after that, after all of this.
He gets him down the hill and to the farmhouse where he passes out and, like...
I'd have passed out before
Passes out on the porch. And then we hear a new name. We hear a girl go...
Because he's coming to, but he's not fully back, right?
Yeah, no, he's not coming to. He's like almost passed out.
He's like going in and out.
Yeah, and she goes like
The girl says, "He's the one. He must be."
And then some guy that Percy
sounds familiar.
He sounds familiar. He goes like quiet Annabeth. He's still conscious. Get him inside.
And Percy, even though he's almost out of it, he remembers seeing a pretty girl
with like curly
hair, like a princess.
Yeah, with princess curled hair.
Almost dead, but he's still like, oh, that girl cute.
That girl's hot. She's cute. Yep.
So anyway, that's where chapter 4 ends.
And
I'm like, what happened to his mama?
Yeah.
He doesn't even get to bury her?
No, she disappeared in the light.
That makes me sad.
So what do you think is going to happen next chapter? And
now he's at this farmhouse with these people and the princess and the dude that's kind of familiar. And Grover, hopefully he got some food, right? Because all he says is he's hungry.
Yeah.
Or food. So hopefully Grover got him some grub. I have no idea, but I think that he's going to have a lot of questions.
Yeah. So chapter 5 is I play pinochle with a horse.
Okay, I don't know what pinochle is.
I think it's like, well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's a type of like gambling. Or like,
okay, I'm going to have to Google
not type of gambling, but
pinochle.
It's like, yeah. And then chapter 6 is one of my favorite chapter titles, I become Supreme Lord of the Bathroom.
I feel like I'm Lord of the Bathroom sometimes.
How do you think that happens?
You do a number 3. Is that appropriate to say?
I mean, I guess you do like you do a number.
Nobody else
3.
wants to go in there after that. You the lord of that bathroom.
Referencing home, you go number 3.
Mhm.
They have in Home, like the DreamWorks movie about aliens. They have the number 1, they have the number 2, and then they have the number 3. But they almost never go to number 3, only on holidays.
So anywho, we will see you next time.
See you next time. Do you have anything to say to the viewers back home?
I don't know.
Don't
This book is crazy.
Yeah. Make sure if your friend does lose their pants, make sure they have underwear underneath it, because I know some people who don't wear underwear.
And if they have real hairy legs and they don't ever show you their feet.
And if they do lose their pants, make sure that they're carrying a spare pair of pants, just in case.
It's good. Clean
pair of pants. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.